Nightwing number 22. Tim Seeley writing and Miguel Mendonça on art. And I really like this issue. This obviously started the Blockbuster arc, which is setting up some more of the sort of the general Bloodhaven stuff. Like, again, we're establishing the city, characters in the city. It also re-establishes and kind of takes forward Nightwing and Sean's relationship. Like the idea that he gets home after a night of doing heroics, and she was like, "Oh, I was going to surprise you and be all sexy, but I fell asleep."
I think that whole scene there is probably my favorite thing I've read all week.
It's the realest thing I've read.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's we still could. No, let's just go to sleep.
Yeah. Also, I like that when I thought they were still going to have sex, I like that Nightwing kept his mask on for it.
Mask.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know you like the mask, and then she eventually takes it off. They address it in the thing. I like that when because he's talking about going for an interview for a job, and he's like, I'm kind of, there's a lot of stuff to do as Nightwing. I'm kind of doing this full time. And when she sort of brings up about doing something for himself and having an anchor that's, sort of a home life that keeps him to one place, it flashes back to that conversation he had with Babs.
On the tower of the bridge.
Yeah.
Like,
And I like that Babs is still in his head, because she should be. But I am enjoying this Sean relationship quite a bit, actually. It's feeling more authentic as it goes. They have good chemistry. And chemistry is a weird thing to talk about when it comes to comic book characters, because obviously, usually when you're talking about a movie or a TV show, it's like the actors have to have chemistry to make it kind of work. Yeah. Whereas here, it's all about just how they write the characters, and to an extent, the art and how that's their reactions to each other. Yeah.
But Seeley did such a good job making us care about Sean during the Simon Hurt arc. That now that she is safe and we know she's not with child, that they are going to try to make things work. And they're not being forced to be together. So, and it's a real relationship that we really don't see, because Lois and Clark, right? They're a married couple, so we don't have to see them ironing
that's already
out.
Been and done.
Yeah, and Bruce is very complicated with Selena, so...
Yeah, Lois and Clark is the kind of thing where, maybe for a Valentine's issue, they'll make a point of saying, okay, they're going to have a date night, and we'll have a bit of fun, like have them do something like that. But typically,
we don't need to see that much, because, like Lo said, that's been done. They're past that stage.
Yeah. So.
Right. And so here with Dick and Sean, it feels real. He comes trying to sneak him through the window, and she has all the candles lit, and it's the small things like that in the art. And I'd love to read what the script looked like if Seeley just let the artists kind of go do what they wanted to.
I think it's the strongest art of the issue as well. I think it's good throughout, but I think this sequence, I think the soft orange glow of the candles really helps, but it just looks so good.
I think the facial expressions are particularly good.
That too.
Just the various expressions on their faces as they're like, because like when Sean says, "Oh, it was going to be a naughty surprise," she's got this smirk on her face. It fits what she's saying. And then later on, when it gets sort of a little bit deeper, and she's like, "Oh, you did an anchor," and she takes off the mask, you see a bit more emotion come into it, and it's all very well.
It's the one that really gets me is it's the second page of that sequence at the end where where she's saying, after everything we've been through, you think this is about money, and she's got this. You can only see the side of her face because you're looking down there, lying on the sides, but she's got this little frown, and just that concerned look. And there's barely anything in it in terms of actual movement that you can see, but it reads so well.
Yeah. I also really like that they're building this supporting cast for Nightwing with the Runaways, because he goes to the bar and he's talking to two
the Runoffs.
The Runoffs. He's talking to Giz and what's the rodeo one called?
Stallion.
Stallion. There you go. So he's talking to them about looking for a job, and it seems like they're setting up that he's going to get a job at this bar, which actually I was actually confused for a second, because I was like, wait, wasn't he already working at a bar? But that was in the original Nightwing series, so it actually makes sense that they're setting up that he's going to end up working at a bar, because that was something he did in the original '90s series. But it did confuse me for a second.
As weird as this is with him and with Bloodhaven and the Runoffs, and because I haven't read the original Nightwing. So this is almost like a reboot, where they're taking like the original series and just doing new things with the same concepts.
It's very much like kind of like how post-Crisis, some characters were rebooted and they re-established everything they were. It feels like Rebirth, at least for Nightwing, is taking the fact that they rebooted with New 52 and they're using it now to actually build what people think of as Nightwing, what Nightwing really was. And sometimes different ways, sometimes using similar things, and but it seems to be building a lot of the same kind of things. Obviously, the other plot it's going through is Blockbuster himself, although it turns out at the end that he's actually the brother of the usual Blockbuster.
The second Blockbuster.
Yeah. And Tiger Shark thinks he's hired him to take out Nightwing, but obviously the big twist at the end is that Blockbuster wants to work with Nightwing. He's going to offer him a job for some reason. But we get all this introduction. We see him come into town, and we see that he's friendly with some people. He goes into a casino. He notices that someone's counting cards. He steps in, and that's what gets the attention of Tiger Shark, which makes me think he wanted Tiger Shark to notice him.
Yeah.
It feels like he was planting a seed
Tiger
for that.
Shark has such a cool look, doesn't he?
He does.
When he walks in the jacket, it's like,
and I love how he's a Dick Grayson villain. Like, first time I remember seeing him was in Snyder's Detective.
Yeah.
The Black Mirror. So it's good to see him pop up and feeding the sharks. Like, that's so brutal.
Oh yeah, see when he kills that guy who was cheating by like just putting him in a tank with two sharks. Oof, it was good. Yeah. Especially the end. It's when Blockbuster is looking at, and you just see the cloud of red in the water. Yeah, really nice touch. I'm going to be mean here, and I don't want Marvel fans to get too upset. But Tiger Shark's like sort of mask much better than Iron Fist's mask.
Well,
he carries it better.
That's fine. He also doesn't have the long. It's almost like his is like a buff, like you just pull down over. It's not the bandana that ties up.
Yeah, it's not tied, is it?
No. So they're different, but you can actually see out of Iron Fist because as Tiger Shark doesn't need to see. He can just look through. You'd guess it's silk. He's fancy.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a really fancy jacket on as well. That jacket looks expensive.
Mm-hmm. It does.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm putting out the biggest problem with this issue, and it's something that's been going on for the run since we moved to Bloodhaven. I'm sick of it. We need to put a stop to
this.
I
just want to make a prediction here. This is going to be a really stupid complaint, Matt. Watch this. Connor, continue.
Go.
The Blood. Stop calling it The Blood. Stop trying to make that happen. It sounds stupid. Stop.
But I think that's the point, I think.
I didn't even notice.
Oh man, every time someone says The Blood and says it seriously, I can't take it seriously because it just sounds stupid.
Well, it seems to me it's part of that, them trying to redo the city and make it this neon, vacation town. It's Atlantic City basically. And they're trying things.
It's not. I mean, I get that when it's from the people up top trying to do that, but when it's the regular people on the street saying it, which I think it was in this one near the start somewhere, I think. I can't remember now, but I remember reading it. It was one of those, and maybe it was one of the gang members or something. And I don't get it. It's not working for me at all, and it needs to stop.
I'm not saying I like it. I don't particularly like it, but I don't really care. I don't care either. So let's just let Connor suffer in solitary. That's fine.
I'm fully calling it The Blood from now on. More Bloodhaven.
Blood. Why would you call it that? I don't get it. No one would say that. It's stupid.
Well, it's like on the OC. Nobody calls Orange County the OC, and so on Arrested Development, they would constantly call that out. Like nobody calls it that. So,
I'm going to call it out when they do it on this.
Oh,
yeah, no, it was one of the.
Are you from Bloodhaven? Connor, is that what secretly this is? you escaped. You don't like them besmirching.
That's exactly. It was one of the gang members at that fight near the start. And he goes, "Oh, the Blood's got superheroes now." It's like, really, shut up.
The gang warfare. I'm sure that'll come up again. That'll be sort of maybe a running thing throughout the arc that maybe ties into stuff that's going on. But one of the gangs is from Metropolis, and then the other gang's like a local gang. They're at war.
Yeah.
Also, for the record, this Blockbuster's name is Roland Desmond, as opposed to Mark Desmond, who was the other one.
I really like the art on that credits page. The title page where it's that gang war. And you've got him doing the jump and everything, and it looks great.
It's also, I think, just as we're getting to this point, it's really starting to feel like Nightwing. This is his city. He's out doing things. You know, he's monitoring the crime that's going on. It really feels like it's starting to, you know, as opposed to when he first arrived, he's like he was the new fish in town. Now it feels like he's part of this now, and this is his neck of the woods where he's looking out for things. So, yeah. No, it was a great issue, Nightwing.
Was.
Digging it.